Finding the circumference and arc length in areas of circles and sectors. You should already know your circumference formula, which is pi d or 2 pi r, where d is the diameter and r is the radius. These are the same thing, because think about it, 2 times your radius, it gives you your diameter. Now, arc length is a portion of your circumference of a circle. So it's not the measure, it's not the degree measure, but it's actually the length. Okay, so how much of the circumference is that particular arc? So to find it, we use this formula right here, which says the measure of the arc, so the actual degree measure, divided by 360 times 2 pi r. So if we look at these examples, here the measure of the arc is 180, so we divide it by 360, and then we multiply it by 2 pi r, 8 being r. We type it into our trusty calculator, and we get 25.1 units. If we look at number 2, the measure of the arc is 90 degrees, because remember the measure of the central angle is the measure of the arc. We divide it by 360, and then we multiply it by 2 pi r, which is 12, to get 18.84. Okay, I don't tell you how to round, but basically if you're using 3.14 as your pi, then it should give you something probably to the nearest hundredth. Now for number 3, what's the measure of the arc? 60. It's 60, so we divide it by what? 360, and then we multiply it by 2 times 5. We type that into our calculator, we get an answer of 5.2 units. And it's not square because I'm not talking about area, I'm talking about a length. Okay?
Oh, so 3 times is about like 5 times 6.38. What?
6.28, yes, that's fine.
What? Hang on a second.
3.14 times 2 is
4. What's the measure of the arc?
100.
Divided by 360.
And what's the answer?
17.4.
17.4. Questions on finding the length of the arc. Okay, well this is another formula that you need to add to make sure that you remember. Okay, so star it, highlight it, but you need to know the formula for the measure of an arc. Sorry, the length of an arc. I'm sorry.
Professional, I guess.
All right, professional.
Hey, let me know fourth period turned up Friday.
Yeah, your fourth period is term. The area of a circle is, you should know this, pi r squared. Now, when you're trying to find the area of a sector, it's very similar to the area to the formula to find arc length, but instead of multiplying it by 2 pi r, you multiply your measure of your arc divided by 360 by pi r squared. This is how you find the area of a sector. What is a sector? It's kind of like a piece of pizza from a pie. Okay, look at that. I know it looks too appetizing, but doesn't that look like a piece from the pie? If I were to remove it, that's a sector. So you understand what it looks like? Okay.
It's on a white plate.
So you just use that formula. Very similar to arc length, except you multiply by pi r squared instead of 2 pi r. So it says the area of a circle with a diameter of 18 feet. We're going to find the area of the circle that has a diameter of 18 feet. We're going to give our answer in terms of pi, and then we're going to round it as well. So what's the formula for a circle?
Arc degrees above that 360.
For a circle?
Pi r squared.
Pi r squared.
Got you guys.
What's the radius?
Half of that.
It's 9. It's half of the diameter. So pi times 9 squared. Well, what's 9 squared?
81.
So when it says leave it in terms of pi, that means don't multiply the pi through. Just do all the other numbers. So my answer in terms of pi is 81 pi feet squared.
So that's your answer?
In terms of pi, that's my answer.
I'd rather just give it
Why can't they just do 100 divided by 5?
That is a number. Why? Because pi is a number. Pi is 3.1415, whatever.
Yeah, but it's
Okay?
2 numbers that they're supposed to be multiplied.
True, but technically, when you do 3.14, you're not doing the exact answer of the area. You're giving a rounded approximation. This is as exact as it possibly could be. Now, rounded, all you do is multiply 81 by 3.14 to get
254.3. Can we use the pi value?
You can, but I'm almost certain that they're probably going to say it's 3.14, so all the answers will be the same. Okay? So again, with pi in it is the exact answer. It's also what's known as being left in terms of pi. You do not multiply the pi through. Does everybody understand that? Rounded, you actually multiply the pi through.
So on the EOC, I'm really getting the basic calculator.
So the formula, again, is the measure of the arc divided by 360 times pi r squared. What is the measure of this arc?
125.
We divide it by 360, then multiply it by pi r squared. What's r? 11. Very simple, just like how to find arc length. We just gotta make sure we know our pieces and we plug in. So go ahead and plug that in. So again, exact, you just multiply the numbers, not with the pi, and then to actually get the rounded answer, you multiply the pi in. Okay? Do the next one on your own. I'll give you a minute.
Not my God.
Now the next two. We are finding, for this one, we're finding the perimeter of the region. Okay? Now if you notice, it looked like it used to be a square, but now I have some circles that have been cut out of it. Okay? The perimeter is all the way around. So you're probably gonna have to do a little bit of work here. First off, how long is this segment right here? 6. Okay? Now, this right here has 270 degrees, this arc. What was taken away? What?
90.
90, right? Okay? So my question to you is, well actually, no,
Oh, wait, never mind.
I don't know. So I know this is 6. I know this is 6. I know this is 6. How long is this?
4.
For whatever answer you say, I need you to tell me why. For whatever answer you say, I need you to take this that, yes, these circles are bigger, but they're still missing the same amount that are missing up at the top, which is 90. Yes, yes. So I know what each one of these straight pieces are, but I'm looking for the perimeter of the whole thing. So I need to find the perimeter of this, and this, as well as this, and this. What do I use to find that
Circumference
length?
formula.
Close. The one you used on the front, which was what? Arc length.
What did I find the perimeter of the square?
Oh my.
Wait, on our paper,
What?
the
Arc length. What's the measure of the arc?
90.
You divide it by 360, and then you multiply it by
2 pi r.
2 pi r. What's my radius?
Radius? That's 2.
Your radius is 2, because if this whole segment had to be 10, and this part was 6, then both of these had to be 2. So find this out. Give it to me to the nearest 10. 3.14. So the arc length here is 3.14, which means the arc length over here is 3.14.
Wait, you did something that,
Okay, so we have those lengths. Now we just have to find the arc lengths for the 270s. So you do 270 over 360 times 2 pi 2, which is what? 9.42. So that is the arc length for each one of these. So to find the perimeter of your region, what do you need to do? Add them all up. Add up every single measure. So you'll add 6 to 3.14 to 6 to 3.14 to 6 to 9.42 to 6 to 9.42. You're going to add up all of those values and you'll get your perimeter. What? And we knew to do this because we were going around the figure. The only way we're going to figure out the perimeter around each one of those little curved parts is by finding the arc length. okay? And it's not circumference because it's not a full circle, it's only part of the circle, which is arc length.
Hey, what were you?
Well, 360 minus 205.
360 minus 205 is what?
155.
155. What does that equal?
4x plus 15.
So you can find x very easily.
Wait, 35.
If you would subtract,
Subtract 15.
Yeah.
130. I got 4. No, man.
it's 140.
Yeah. Were you originally gonna write that?
And questions on how you find x? That is old. Okay? So now, how do I find y?
You equal it to 205.